Okay, good morning, students. I'm going to start continue the lecture of oxygenic photosynthesis. So, as we discussed earlier regarding the pigments of the photosynthesis, okay, and pigments such as bacteria chlorophyll A is one of the common which is found during the photosynthesis, especially the oxygenic photosynthesis. So, given in the diagram here, carriers of the electron transport chain, maybe FD, FES, cytochrome B6, B563, and F. Okay, and even the plastic unions A and B, even copper containing plastocyanin. Next one are PO5A, and possibly a specialized form of chlorophyll that is A0 and phylloquinone A1. Okay, and as I told you earlier, oxygenic photosynthesis may contain more than one photosystems, that is photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Okay, of which one is cyclic and another one is a non-cyclic one. Okay, and its mechanism is similar to that of oxygenic photosynthesis of plants. Okay, but the chlorophyll here and some of the carriers will be different. Okay, some of the carriers will be different. So, discussing about the photosynthesis of the bacteria, especially oxygenic photosynthesis, the wide, uh, the wide variety of the chlorophyll molecules are responsible for the major part of the photosynthesis, and as well as other pigments are also involved during the photosynthesis. Okay, but the major one will be a chlorophyll, bacterium chlorophyll. Okay, as I told you, there are two photosystems. Okay, one and another one is two. Okay, of which one absorbs wavelength at about 680 and another at 700. Okay, these are the two different wavelengths which are used by the photo systems. Okay, so how the process starts and what is the importance? Okay, as this produces oxygen. Okay, whereas the inoxygenic photosynthesis do not produce oxygen. Okay, so in oxygenic photosynthesis, two pigments basically basically they are placed in a series. Okay, and they are basically photosystem 1 and 2. Okay, and the photochemical reaction center of the system 1 contains chlorophyll A1, which is basically P700, okay, which functions as a primary electron donor for the first photosynthetic reactions. And the chlorophyll A1 is activated by the light energy absorbed by the antenna of the system 1, by the antenna of the photosystem 1. Okay, and this leads to activation of chlorophyll A. Okay, and this leads to activation of chlorophyll A. So, in other words, I think the emission of an electron in the reaction center produces an electron deficit. Okay, and which leads to a electron gap, which is then need to be filled by the another electron, which pass on through a electron transport chain. And the electron basically emitted by chlorophyll A is probably a iron sulfur protein. Okay, then transfers the electron to pyridoxine, okay, which transfers electron to the pyridoxine and form pyridoxine with the, and this can be further transferred to NADP or other electron. Okay. In some cases, in the various other bacteria, there are also different reaction centers may be also present, such as they may absorb light about 860 nanometer also. Okay, so it varies from bacteria to bacteria. Okay, the transferred electron is basically a very weak one, and the electron donor for photosystem 2 is basically a water. It is basically a water. Okay, where it splits oxygen, okay, with the artificial participation of manganese. Okay, with the participation of manganese. Okay, so the essential link between the chain is plastoquinone. Is basically a plastoquinone, which is a basically essential link between the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Okay, so the pathways, okay, as I told you, it may differ from a bacteria to bacteria. Okay, now moving forward with the process, these are the basics which I have discussed right now. Okay, so in the case of first photosystem P700, okay, photosystem P700, okay, which is in cyclic one, okay, where with the help of photons it gets into a excited stage, which is P700, okay, P700 star, okay, and the electrons will be transferred to special chlorophyll type of chlorophyll molecules, that is A0 and then A1, then a iron sulfur complex, okay, and from iron sulfur complex, electrons will be passed on to the pyridoxine and to the flavin adenine dinucleotide. Okay, and these electrons from the pyridoxine will be further passed on to the cytochrome B563 and then cytochrome B6 FAS complex and cytochrome F, and to the plastocyanine, not plastocyanine, plastocyanine, which then again transfers electron to the P700 complex, So basically termed as a cyclic process. Okay, that is the reason. Okay, so basically the plastocyanine serves as an interlink. Now from pyridoxine to FAD, and further the electrons are passed on to the NADP plus 2 NADPH, and the hydrogen ion is released. Okay, now moving to the photosystem 2. With the help of water molecule, okay, OEC means oxygen evolving complex, and photosystem 2 is basically a non-cyclic process, okay, where P680 gets excited, okay, and electrons are passed on to a PO15 A, are passed on to a PO15 A, then plastocyanons A, plastocyanons B, and then again enters to the cyclic system of photosystem 1. Okay, and again gets involved in the photosystem 1. Okay, now moving further, to the process again. In the case of now N-oxygenic bacteria photosynthesis in the N-oxygenic bacteria which contains only one photosystem, okay, which contains only one photosystem which is different from other ones, okay. So the here in this case schematic diagram of electron flow in purple bacterium from bacterial chlorophyll, bacteriophytin, quinones A and B, intermediate ones, quinone pools in the membrane, and cytochromes, which are basically involved in the cyclic ones of the electron flow photosynthesis. Okay. In the case of pigment complex of photochemical reaction center can be separated from the antenna pigments, and energy absorbed by the antenna pigments such as bacterial chlorophylls or carotenoids is channeled to the reaction center, and the isolated reaction center consists of a protein complex containing bacterial chlorophyll A, okay, containing bacterial chlorophyll A, bacteriophytin, carotenoids, ubiquinones, and iron sulfur proteins also, okay, and iron sulfur proteins also, okay, where P870 will be oxidized to P870 on the elimination, okay, will be oxidized, okay. Now this one will be a strong electron donor, okay, this one will be a, this center will be a strong electron donor. You will also see the changes in the reduction potential, okay. Now the complex of ubiquinone, now the complex of ubiquinone ferrous protein may function as an electron, may function, and this complex have potential, very low potential, okay. Now moving further, the electrons are transferred to the bacterial chlorophyll, okay, then bacterial phyophytin, okay, then quinone A, then quinone B, then quinone pool, cytochrome B-C1 and cytochrome C2, and again passed on to the P870, and again passed on to the P870. But in this case, oxygen will not be produced, okay. In this case, oxygen will not be produced, okay. You need to remember this. This is the main difference between oxygenic and anoxygenic photosynthesis, okay, and it has a reaction center of P870, okay. And in order to fill up, if there is any gap, okay, if there is any gap of electrons, okay, and in that case the electrons may be transferred from hydrogen sulfide or sulfur or thiosulfate in the case of purple sulfur bacteria. Even sometimes, okay, malate or succinate or hydrogen may also transfer the electrons, okay, may also transfer the electrons, okay. Now moving further, okay, with the same, okay, arrangement, how practically they are arranged in the case of purple bacteria, how electron flow occurs in the purple bacteria, okay. This one is a photosynthetic membrane, light harvesting complex 2, light harvesting complex 1, okay. Then it has a bacterial chlorophyll also, okay. So when light enters, okay, P870 gets excited, okay, and transfers to the bacteriophytin and to the quinones. Quinones will be reduced and again passed on to the bacterial chlorophyll C1, not sorry, cytochrome BC1, and transferred to the FPS complex. And next one is a cytochrome C2 and again to the reaction center, At the same time, same enzyme ATP synthase will produce ATP from ADP. Okay, and this one is a quinone pool. Okay, this one are the quinone pool. Okay, now moving further. This is a diagram of a green sulfur bacteria. Okay, right now I have discussed the purple sulfur bacteria earlier, and this one is a green sulfur bacteria where it contains specialized structures called chlorosomes. Okay, Okay, and the bacterial chlorophyll C or E transfers light energy to the reaction center bacterial chlorophyll A in the plasma membrane. So how this system works in the case of green sulfur bacteria? Again, an example of N-oxygenic photosynthesis. It contains reaction centers of bacterial chlorophyll A, but the absorption range will be at 840 nanometers. Okay, whereas in the case of pulper bacteria, it was 870. Okay, it was 870. Okay, it was 870, but in the case of green sulfur bacteria, it will be 840. Okay, and the P840 gets excited. Okay, and the electrons are passed to the pyridoxine, and from the pyridoxine it will be passed on to the NAD, or the excited P840 complex may transfer the electron to the cytochrome B, where cytochrome B may also receive electrons from the donors such as sulfur. Okay, and these electrons are further transferred to the cytochrome C and again to the P840 complex. Okay, now the example of purple you can use, I think, is of the rhodospiraceae group, and in the case of green bacteria you can use chlorobiaceae group. Okay, so this one is the comparison between purple bacteria, green sulfur bacteria, and heliobacteria. And the reverse electron flow in purple bacteria is necessary to produce NADH because the primary acceptor quinone is more positive in potential than NAD and NADH coupling. In the case of green sulfur bacteria and the heliobacteria, pyridoxine, whose E0 is more negative than that of NADH, is produced by light-driven reactions for reducing power needs. And the cyclic electron flow in the green sulfur bacteria and heliobacteria would require electron transfer from FES type photosystem to the menaquinone pool. Okay, but as we discussed during the anaerobic respiration, menaquinone is one of the carrier in the case of anaerobic respiration also. Okay, so yes, all these processes are basically anaerobic one, so there will be a menaquinone to watch out for. Okay, and the cyclic electron flow in green sulfur bacteria and heliobacteria would require electron transfer from FES complex type photosystem to the menaquinone pool, but the evidence for this mechanism is limited, but the mechanism is still not known. Okay, suggesting the non-cyclic electron flow in these phototropes. Okay, and the bacterial chlorophyll, bacteria, pyophytene, cunines, menaquinones, okay, and the P87848 basically are reaction centers of purple and green sulfur bacteria, and both of them consist of bacteriochlorophyll A, bacteriochlorophyll A, okay. But in the case of heliobacteria, the reaction center will be of 798, and which contains bacteriochlorophyll G, okay. And the reaction center of chloroflexus is of the purple bacterial type, okay. So now the difference is basically one is 870. Okay, in the case of purple bacteria, green sulfur is P840. In the case of heliobacteria, it is P798. Okay. Now in this case, purple bacteria, P870 gets excited. Okay, it then transfers to bacteriochlorophyll or bacteriophytin. That transfer to the quinone pools and transfer to the cytochrome BC1 and cytochrome C2, and again to the P870. Okay, again to the P870. But in the case of green sulfur bacteria, the reaction center P840 gets excited, transfers the electrons to go to A, to N to the FPS complex, and to the ferredoxin. Okay, and to the ferredoxin, but may also transfer electrons to the menaquinone, but still the mechanism is not known. And a further transfer to the cytochrome BC1 and cytochrome C553. Again, electrons are transferred to the P840. Now, in the case of heliobacteria, okay, but the reaction center is P798, will be transferred to the P798, which is an star, which is an excited complex, okay, and to the bacteriochlorophyll A, okay, and to the FPS complex. Again, some of them will be transferred to the ferredoxin, and some of them will be transferred to menaquinone. Again, the reaction is not known, and the reaction mechanism is not known. And from menaquinone, it will be transferred to cytochrome BC1 and to the cytochrome B553, and the electrons will further passed on to the P798 complex. Okay, reaction center P798. Okay, so now as we discussed in the above cases, we have discussed anoxygenic and oxygenic photosynthesis. But besides this, there are also other ones which use some different mechanisms, which is basically a rhodopsin based phototrophy, and the one unusual form of the phototrophy is basically used by archaea without the use of chlorophyll or even bacteriochlorophyll. Instead, these organisms use bacteriorhodopsin. Okay, this use bacteriorhodopsin. Okay, and more appropriately will be called as an archaea rhodopsin. Okay, archaea rhodopsin. Okay, and it basically resembles to the rhodopsin pigment. Okay, which is basically found in the visual cells of the vertebrates, okay, or animals, okay, and it's basically a retinol molecule, okay, it is basically a retinol molecule, and this rhodopsin absorbs light, undergoes conformational changes, pumping a proton across the cell membrane and leading to the development of an proton motive force without the participation of an electron transport chain. Okay, so what are the different absorbing range, okay, of the bacteriorhodopsin molecule? Is basically purple, but it is more efficient in absorbing green light. Okay, it is most efficient in absorbing green light, okay, with a absorption maximum of 568 nanometer. Okay, And one thing which is to be noted, that the bacterial rhodopsin has a broad excitation spectrum. Okay, it means it can absorb spectrum in a wider ranges. Okay, one of the example is in the case of halobium. Okay, halobacterium halobium. Okay, which normally depends on aerobic respiration for the release of energy from an organic energy source, and it cannot grow anaerobically by anaerobic respiration or by fermentation. However, under the conditions of low oxygen and high light intensity, it synthesizes archaeorhodopsin, a deep blue purple pigment. And this chromophore is basically retinol, a type of carotenoid. This is the reason this Halobacterium halobium, okay, are pigmented, okay, are pigmented purple, or even various other colors also, such as red, orange, or yellow, okay, or yellow, okay. And the chromophore is basically covalently attached to the type of a pigment protein which is embedded in the plasma membrane in such a way that the retinol is in the center of the molecule. Retinol is in the center of the molecule. Okay. So this is the proposed theory of a rhodopsin based phototrophy. Okay, where rhodopsin absorbs the light, absorbs a light. Okay, and it creates an electron gradient. It creates an electron gradient, okay, and which leads to formation of a proton motive force, okay, for proton motive force. But in this case, electron transport chain is not involved, but directly chemiosmosis occurs. That is the production of ATP. Okay. Now again, these hydrogen ions are again pumped out from the bacteriorhodopsin to the outside of the cell. Okay, so I'm going to end my lecture here, and after the completion of this video, everyone requested to join the WebEx lecture of 8:40 a.m. and these are the some of the photographs of the purple bacteria. Okay, of this one is a photograph of a Chromium occani. Okay. Chromium occani. Next one is a photograph of a phase contrast micrograph of a Chloroflexus orientatus, and this one is again a Chloroflexus, which is a rich microbial mat in the axillary gizzard of the Yellowstone National Park. Okay, and these are also the other bacteria, okay, which